Greetings, Ola Bade Obisai. Welcome to another event. Excuse me, welcome to another event. Today we're gonna allow, as always, the Most High doing the phenomenal. Rich homie Quan. A lot of people in shock. A lot of people are scratching their heads. A lot of people are having question marks, right? Whether it's above their head on a piece of paper or reciprocation to one another. But here's the thing. Rest in peace, for sure. When you are living a life, good or bad, poor, rich, good person, bad person, there is an expiration date for all of us, right? There's an expiration date for all of us, and a lot of people still seem not to dive in that their time is next at some point. You know, the thing about death is it's like a thief in the night. You never know when it's coming. That's why you hear the spirit of death, the Grand Reaper, and etc. Said many other different names. Pardon me, y'all. They just don't want me to talk today, but we're gonna get it out. We're gonna get the messages out today. I don't know how long this live gonna be, but I will say this for those who are seeking change and wanting to know the truth about many things. You're gonna find that here. You're gonna find that your life will change. You're gonna find that you will awaken. You will find out that you will heal. You will find out that life is way better than you ever thought. But all these examples of people dying is just not enough for people to change. The question is why? Why do you think, or why do anyone think this is not enough for people to change? You got a lot of people who rat and rave, argument, always angry, low self-esteem, creating or being betrayed, depression, always staying into something. We're not familiar with this young man lifestyle was. You know, what he did, what his relationship with God was, what his relationship with himself was, or what his relationship with the devil, if he did serve the devil. I don't know. People say, are you saying he served the devil? I don't know. That's not my job to tap in and see who people who serve the devil, but I will say this. People's behavior that is not righteous allows me to know that they're not serving God in that moment, or their consistency seeing people who are not righteous allows me to know that they're not serving God at all. And now, when I say that, when I say righteous just means that they're willing to do, my perspective, willing to do the right thing. They're willing to stay humble. They're willing to fix anything that is not righteous, rather it's now or later. The male or female is willing to stand up and take accountability, is what I'm saying. Now, the question that I have for those who should be able to answer this question among themselves is, what are you going to do before your time is up? What arrangements have you done to make it right with God, with people, with situations, with yourself? I'm not going to break things down as people are kids and can't comprehend because I'm speaking a language where any and all can understand. The question is, what are you going to do? You know, my head like to go crooked for some reason, but nevertheless, we're not focused on that. Mosai, what else you wanted to know? I heard get your house in order. There's no excuses to being the person that you're destined to be. Lead by example. Care for one another. Cherish one another. And I heard live that by all means. And also despite those who disagree. Said leave them where they at and move forward. Said that life is abundant and you deserve it with discipline and obedience. If not, you'll all fall by the wayside. God said, I need you to come to me and find all the answers that's needed in your life, so therefore your life can be balanced. If not, your life will fall by the wayside. He said, besides that, enjoy your day and move forward. He said there's severe consequences going against him, against his rules, structure. He said you have to have obedience to survive this lifetime. He said that there will be consequences that you already see as a witness all around you. He says already evidence that been here, been watching, destroying things, people, and places that don't listen. He said, I come here to uproot a lot of things that men think that they control. He said, I'm trying to give these things to people who work hard, that deserve it. He said, I can't give responsibility or great responsibility for those who haven't earned it. He said, this is where the problem that people have with him. Not understanding that's cheating others who do deserve it. He said, I give an example another time. He said, I need people to get off that high horse and walk with me. So they can take time to see everything that's needed. He said there's attention to detail. that everyone needs to grasp before moving forward in their life. He said, I need people, for those who have children, to nurture their children more, love them more, spend more time with them, heal each other for his sake. Stop being people pleasers and come please him. He said, put down the wicked devices. Which is causing you to lose faith. That holds you back, where that you have to deal with bad karma. He said, get into prayer. He said, read Psalms 91 and 23 for protection daily. He said, especially at night. He said, the witches are always working. Do diligently to keep strongholds on you. He said, listen to the messengers. He sent them to help you. Stop judging them based on the way that they look. I'm speaking through them to you. He said the only reason he can't speak to you is because you're not listening. You're blocking out doing the right thing. He said the right thing is my way. There's no other way but his way. He said man can't lead you, that lead you astray. He said that's all he has for now. Wow. Thank you, Most High. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Yeah, man. You know, there's so many. I'm gonna close this out with saying this, that there's so many people every day are passing from all ages, all situations. Some of these situations don't have to be effective to the point where, you know, for examples that someone had a heart attack or some car accident or someone got shot, you know, all these different events that people are very more alert than versus those who actually die without any natural causes. I could tell people, you know, what made me change a lot was that I just knew every time that I did something that I shouldn't have done, I knew it wasn't right. Rather it was verbal, physical. I knew that I was far away from God, but God still was keeping his hand on me just as well as he keeping his hands on you. Because he said he would intervene in our free will. That we would figure out sooner than later how to make better choices, which they call the righteous choices or right choice, that would lead us in a better path than others. Well, we would deal with things, but the things that we would deal with that would help us grow versus destroy us. That was the difference when it came down to changing. I can remember Baba telling me, hey, you weren't going to be able to do that hustle no more. And I was like, why? And I was so into it. You know, if I could go back, I won't say that I would want to change those things, because it is a skill. It is a survival, but there's consequences for it. But I would say in this present moment that I'm very grateful that I was able to give myself perseverance and strength, and reaching out to the Most High to pull me out of those pits or pit that the devil or my enemies, meaning people who wish ill will, wish me to fail. They still do to this day. That something tragic happens. Something tragic happened. People didn't realize that tragedy or tragic also is used or utilized in a perspective of positive outcomes as well. So it tragically happened. Where I'm standing here today, renewed, whole different person. I still fight them demons, still fight off those things that any and every average person deal with. I don't come here to be perfect. I came here to show you that change do happen, that God is real. I'm not convincing anyone by the words. I'm actually walking it daily in my life, and I'm also not only walking it, but I'm also allowing my actions to speak louder than words. Got a little bit of interferences, but apologies for the background. And you had a couple of random people walking through and so forth, so on. But hey man, it's a bright early morning, and I'm not looking at a camera. I'm most definitely in deep thought or looking to receive message. You know, most people say, anybody who can't give you eye contact, lying. There's nothing to lie about. Not saying that anyone is, but you do have people who have opinion that can't prove anything unless that opinion that they're speaking of, that action has to be taken upon, that male or female actions to confirm that it is so. And also it must or should be consistent, that they have this habitual behavior that identify the truth. Be good, be smart, y'all. I know it's been a minute, and my messages or my presence is only going to resonate with the people who are drawn or that God has brought into each other's lives, where that we're going to grow together. Anything that I do is not forced. I don't complain about putting this out there. I don't complain about people not following. I don't complain about people not commenting. I don't complain about people not liking the content. I don't complain about anything. There's nothing to complain about. I'm just a messenger. I'm just here to warn you. That's it. It's not an earthly thing. It's spiritual and beyond spiritual, to be honest with you. It's kingdom business, for sure. You know, I noticed the algorithm on here for me, but the algorithm that God has is the only algorithm that I focus on. Everybody don't want to be saved. That's a proven fact. Everyone don't want to be healed. That's a proven fact. Everyone don't want to be great. That's a proven fact. Everyone don't want to have stabilities beyond their imagination of abundance, prosperity, happiness, joy, good health, and good fruits and intellect that is utilized not only the benefits of themselves, but also the benefits of helping others. Everyone don't want to be great. As you hear that term where people use the GOAT, everyone don't want to be the GOAT. Most people just want to sit and ask themselves, why? 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 And why? And that why is, why this, why that? Without answering the question why. Most people would rather spend their energy and time hating other people or envious other people who's willing to do the work that it takes to actually change an outcome of something. You ever see what people who used to be gangbangers and the gangbangers get mad at them and now they want to kill them? You ever see those individuals who already know that knowledge, or knowing rather to say, knowing that those are the consequences before being initiated, but they still do it anyway? And then people turn around and still say that there's no devil? That's an example. You ever seen a group of people say they friends, and as they say that they're friends, but you see them betray one another, they gossip and slander one another, they sleep with each other's partners, or they steal in some type of form. Stealing can be anything. Their ideas, their identity, words that they usually use, or lifestyle. I mean, the list go on and on and on. That's stealing. It's more than the one way of people have been addressed what stealing is. Stealing is stealing. You lying on somebody, that's stealing. You're making others not see that person in light. When you see someone being successful in his or her life, you choose not to compliment them or tell them or show them that you appreciate their success. You rather just, oh, well, okay, well, I'm busy now, I'll talk to you later. Or someone, last but least, giving you or you giving them your time, and then when it's time for them to receive the same reciprocation, you got all the excuses. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I don't feel good. Oh, I plan to go out with such and such. Oh, I plan this vacation. Fortunately, we're not going to be able to do that. Or standing people up. Same thing. And the other thing, like when you're having a conversation, right? You're having a conversation. It's okay when people reciprocate how they feel and express themselves, but when it comes down to you, have you ever experienced or observed that people will cut you off, so therefore what you have to say and express doesn't matter? That's stealing. Well, you can call it stealing the spotlight. The spotlight is shining on both, and you got one trying to take it all. We're talking about intentional acts. There is some time when people don't know that they're doing it. And you see people use their manners. Oh, excuse me, pardon me. Oh, I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off. Even sometimes I've had to do it. But yo, you know, people gonna judge me, you know, based on any and everything. I'm not here to worry about that. There's only one judgment for all. And whether people prepared for it or not, you don't know when your day is to come. People die like seconds. And it's sad that you see people out here trying to get as more money as possible, or as much more, sex, and much more betrayal, and I mean the list goes on and on and on. What people trying to be gluting in to get before they leave, just to realize that it's not going with you where you leave here. Or when you do get it, you is just not as happy as you thought you would be by stealing somebody's man or woman or wife or husband or even child or job, career, ideas. And these are the people who run around talking about they're a child of God. I'm going to tell you something. God is not accepting none of that. If you one of them people, or you know people that run around talking about they're the child of God and they out here doing all kind of crazy stuff, it is in your best interest to remove yourself away from them. If not, God's going to hold you accountable, as well as many other things. People be thinking these big sins is the sins that God will be looking at. It's just the things that you have no clue. Wrong is wrong. You're looking at everything from the microscope of things that you cannot see, that you think it's okay. You, them, whomever. I'm not literally, when I use the word you, speaking of you as I know you or as I see you, but God does. So this is where people get confused and upset, like, oh, he talking about me, so let me go run and do some spells. That right there just shows you not a good person. You find some people say I'm love and light, or I'm a high priestess, or I'm a many different names. I didn't even go through all the names. Them actions speak louder than words. You got people who hide in the background, which means do things behind the scenes that other people cannot see, and they call themselves a child of light, or they call themselves positive, or a positive influencer, where they're doing dirty stuff to other people, talking to people a certain way that they wouldn't do in the public. This is profound and known. You ever meet people in the public, but when they get behind closed doors at home and you invited to the house, you see their other personality, their true character? It's not the same one that actually has when they're presenting themselves in the public. Tell me what you think in the comments when I say this part. Don't you think that is a form of witchcraft? Where there's a mask on to put on daily when you get up, brush your teeth, put your clothes on, eat your breakfast, and you get in your vehicle or travel wherever way that you travel to get to one place to another or that place, and you portray to be this person that you're not. But then when the time is up, meaning time to leave, rather it's a job or rather it's appointment or rather it's just a time you're gathering yourself to be around others, that your processes of that mask actually is taken off, where that now in traffic, you bamming a horn, you cursing people out, or you're angry. That's just using an example, and there's many other different examples, but I'm just using that example. I'm not going to lecture that much, but moving forward, you get home, or they get home rather to say, excuse me, and you just see this whole person who they actually are. This is where you have to have the gift of discernment. This is where you have to ask God, show me. Not only, you got to be a good person too. Your gift of discernment, or seeking a gift of discernment, can't be where you're asking God to help you deceive other people if you're not going to change your heart and change your ways. God does not give you that gift. This is where people take the shorter end of the stick, where they're going to run to the devil And they're willing to make whatever quick sacrifice to receive whatever quick fix that is temporary, that they would not be satisfied because they're going to want more. What I love about God is he make us work for it. A lot of people feel like we don't deserve it. A lot of people feel like we didn't go through nothing to get it. If we did, we'd look like it. Excuse me. God love us so much to make sure we don't look like what we've been through. That's why. You know, I come out this platform, like, you know, I used to be that person. I had to have my beard and all that stuff shaped up to impress other people. I'm impressive without any of that. I've met or observed people beard that's way times worse looking than mine, if we using a comparison. But what comes out of his mouth was profound to understand, that not that I was ever judging of appearance, because I don't judge people by appearance. I pay attention to character and personality and consistency of who they say they are. The wisdom that I observed and heard and hear is huge. And I've observed women as well. So it's not me saying that statement for those men like, well, why he bring that up? Because people are confused. People are very confused about who God is, what God's mission is, and who he sent. People be thinking that everybody gonna be on this pedestal that so many people are looking up to in the public. These people are not helping you in any form or fashion. They're not getting on cam on that downtime and telling you how to be inspired, how to heal, how to overcome, what to pay attention to. We're not getting paid for this. They say YouTube creators get paid, but I mean, if it happened, it happened. But that ain't why we doing it. That's not the reason why I'm doing it. So you're right. I can't speak for everybody else because I don't know what's in their heart. I do this on a day-to-day basis. This is not anything. Sometimes, you know, I question, like, where that fire at? But the fire is there. It's not that it's not there, God said. I'm just not having you to actually energize or be energized a certain way at this time. He didn't never say that it would never happen, just at this time. But you energized, trust me. All I need you to do is just do what I asked you to do. It took me a long time to do this, y'all. I kept running. As I kept running, I kept getting temporary satisfactions and plenty setbacks. And then I was just like, you know what? All right, I surrender. I'm done. All right, and I had all these opinions and all these different type of manifestations. Like, I knew what this life was gonna be and what the outcome's gonna be, and I was wrong. It wasn't bad at all, or after all. But if I could go back, even though I mentioned that earlier, that was what I would have been. That I would have stayed loyal to God. When I knew back then as a kid that half of the things that I've been through and experienced, even though they're great experiences because they help me relate to other people's situations, so I don't regret it. But if there was a time or there was a thing that I can go back and do, that would be being loyal to God. You know, shouts out to all the spiritualists, the teachers, the practitioners, the babalawas, the tatas, you know. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. You know, I'm not in that life to know if they're going to do good and bad and A lot of time when people learn things, they get so powerful to the point they forget how to be humble, how to be nice to people, and be giving, and so forth, so on. We have dominion over all things, so some people let spirits rule them and control them. They put that before God. I just not let nobody trick me out of my spot. I earned this spot. I put in a lot of work. Don't look like it. I talk and I boast for God, not for me. I talk and I boast for God, not for me. And people think that I'm boasting for me. No. I know who did this. I know who got me here. And I'm never going to forget. And there's not going to be one time that I sit around and act like I don't know who got me here. Being able to fight people, things that you have never seen or never will see, or people that you'll never see, is a blessing when you are working on God's team. I'm right here. I don't supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be in jail or dead. That has always been the agenda. Or be homeless. I done experienced that as well, but permanently homeless, or permanently nobody's helping me, or permanently closed out resources. There's some readings I get, and I look at these readings, and I respect everyone, but I just know people change. People don't be who they are. Like with me, it's hard for me to catch an attitude about stuff, and then on top of that, I'm looking for a way to resolve stuff. People not looking for a way to resolve stuff. They want to be right. Everybody's not right. And wrong most definitely not right. But people want to make wrong as right. Like all the people on the planet that fall in the wrong, and the people who creating all the different narratives, they want to make wrong look right. It is not. If it was, why is it hurting so many people? Why so many people getting hurt? If it's right. People want to lie to themselves because they want to worry about what everybody else think, because they're not accepting BS. Man, there's so much stuff, man. There's so many jewels that I can give, and I'm going to give. It's not that I'm not going to give them. Know how many successful people got so much money, they don't even know what to do with it. They ain't even thought about, you know what? Let me send out $1,000 to every person on the planet. I said, I can't afford that. Yeah, you can. The bank give you loans anyway. You ain't doing it but flipping the money. I study a lot of stuff. I ain't just spiritual. I'm here to dive and everything that God want me to understand for myself, and also to help others who seeking to understand or even have no knowledge of. And most people who look at me, they think like, oh man, this guy ain't got nothing to bring to the table. He ain't got nothing going on. Look at him. Forget the detail. He always this, he always that, but look at him. If he this and he that, and God is this and that, why he don't have this and that? Now be careful what you ask for. You don't know what I have and what I don't have. If I have to get on here to show you nice cars and houses and say, hey, look what God did to convince you that God is God, you don't deserve God's presence, respectfully said. Because God ain't about material things, but he don't mind giving it to us. He about loyalty. He about to see if you for the world, which means you going to do everything of the world against his will, or you for him that you going to expose the things of the world that's going against his will. Everybody know it's obvious that God bless people with materialism. So let's don't get it misconstrued, because you don't see somebody with it. That don't mean they supposed to have it. God may give them something totally different. God is different. God don't think the way we think. Even when you're dealing with the deities, they don't think the way we think. But they have conclusion of what it is like to be in a human body, because they once upon a time was here. I'm just checking to see if there's any more messages. I hear make your change today for a better cause. And you will see God's divine light and divine timing. And divine timing meaning not our time, but divine timing meaning realms or realm beyond this realm. You know, you got people that want God to take them out of situation. They know that they wrong. I've been there. Why should he? You gonna go right back and do it again? I've been there. And as you can see, excuse me, I said I've been there. Am I willing to seek and do that stuff now? Nope. Can it happen? Yeah, absolutely. Anything can happen. Whether you conscious of it or unconscious, it can happen. Now, I ain't sit here on here acting like I'm a saint, but I'm a strong one at this point. It's gonna take a lot to break me, but I refuse to be broken. It's just not happening. People can call me scary. You can say I missed the blessing. If it's meant for me to have it, it'll rotate and it'll come back around. You feel me? It'll come back around. I know that it'll come back to me. Anyway, hopefully that you can take some notes and you can reach out if you need readings done, or you need prayer, or you need some type of mentorship, where that we can help you in every way that's possible, and get things rolling for you. It's going to take a lot, because there's a lot that don't want you to do it. Rather it's your self-sabotaging, which we all have done it or will do it. Rather it's you asking somebody, what do you think about this person? What you think about this? They can't live your life for you.